Hi, my name is Tammy. I'm a human and I am the creator of Quilty Chats. I created Quilty Chats because quilters always have something to say. Do you find yourself becoming frustrated with all the time you spend rotary cutting? Or how about throwing your hands up in the air when you get those inaccurate cuts? Well, I did until I invested in Accuquilt cutters. My journey has been an expensive one, so let me do you a favor and cut to the chase. In my experience, the two cutters that have changed my quilting game are the Go Me and the Go Big electric cutters. As a beginner quilter, these are the problems that stressed me out. First, it was time consuming to cut fabric using the rotary cutter, and I never was able to find success in that. Two, my cuts were incredibly accurate, which was also frustrating. Three, I wasted a lot of fabric because the cuts were so inaccurate, I had to recut everything and it still came out to be a hot mess. Four, my wrist was becoming irritated because I was pressing the rotary cutter so hard against the cutting mat that it irritated my wrist. And five, last but not least, I actually sliced my finger a time or two because I forgot to put the safety back on the blade when I was done cutting. I became so frustrated, I completely quit quilting for a while. Then one day I'm like watching YouTube and it showed me a video from Accuquilt. And I was like, what is this? Holy heck, I have to try it. So I made the investment in the system and I have been hooked ever since. All Accuquilt cutters work essentially the same way. You use a die, put your fabric on top of the die, cover it with a cutting mat, and then run it through the cutter. These machines have internal rollers that make all the cutting magic happen. The entry-level cutter is called the Go Me. It's a manual cutter and can use most of the basic dies sold by Accuquilt. Then there's the Go, which is also a manual cutter, but it can use larger dies such as block on board dies. And then there's my favorite, the Go Big. It's an electric cutter and it is worth every single penny. It eliminates all the issues I stated earlier and you can use all the dies with it. They also have a studio cutter, but that one is for high volume quilters and uses an entirely different die system, so they're not interchangeable. When you use Accuquilt cutters, you can cut up to 6 layers of quilting cotton with one pass through the cutter, which saves you a ton of time. Your fabric is accurately cut as long as you place it on the die properly. There are some tricks that I will go over in a different video. And in my experience, it helps me save fabric because I can pre-cut the fabric to the approximate size of the shape being cut. Now, as far as reducing wrist fatigue is concerned, you still get some wrist issues with the Go Me and the Go cutters because they are manual cutters and you have to turn the handle to make them work. But the Go Big Electric eliminates that completely because it's essentially hands-free and there's no cranking of a handle. And all the cutters are safe because the blades are safely tucked away inside the die board. So no more rotary cutter nicks to your fingers. Now, if these machines sound interesting to you and you'd like to see how I use them in my quilting craft, please check out the Accuquilt playlist on my YouTube channel that I will link in the description below. Now, if you are a quilter and you have something to say, I would love to hear from you. So go to speakpipe.com/quilty chats and tell me what's on your mind. That's speakpipe.com/quilty chats. Remember, quilting is magical and has the power to connect us stitch by stitch, so always trust your magic.